Hello guys, this video is sponsored by HoneyGain. HoneyGain is a brand new app that helps you to make some easy money on the side by sharing your internet connection. How does it work? Well, it's super simple. Download the app at honeygain.com, install the app, connect it to your internet, and well, that's it. I think HoneyGain is a very smart app and a total win-win situation. And another cool thing, and if you use the link down below, 10% of that money goes to the COVID-19 response fund, so you're also helping others. Click on the link and start with $5 on your HoneyGain account. Hey folks, great to have you back. Welcome to the show. I'm Sean David. Let's talk some old school basketball. You know, since the show is called The Basketball Time Machine, we can go way back into time. And this is exactly what we're going to do in this episode. We're going to take a look and re-evaluate how good was Bill Russell. But before we start with the show, a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. It's getting more and more great. Thanks a lot. And I would say let's dig right into today's episode.
You always need the best to bring the best out in you.
The winning is only important if you beat the best.
What have you learned from Bill Russell?
But it was really important. In order for us to win, I had to look at my teammates and say, okay, there's other players here that do that better.
You asked me to pick one player to start a franchise with of all I've ever seen, I'd pick Bill Russell. And all I've seen today, all I've seen 10 years ago.
I don't need any validation.
I think you were probably one of the masters at that.
The master.
What is it Bill Russell, modestly speaking, brought to the court?
The thing that makes it so hard to evaluate players like Bill Russell is it was simply a different kind of basketball. But anyway, let's give it a shot. Bill Russell was born on the 12th of February in 1934, Monroe, Louisiana. He had an outstanding college career while he led San Francisco to back-to-back championships in the mid-50s. At the 1956 NBA draft, Red Auerbach saw the potential Russell had, but not on the offensive side, but his defensive skills were unmatched. Still, it was very uncommon to go for a big that was not offensively gifted. At that time, your big needed to be a scorer. Russell was drafted by the St. Louis Hawks with the second pick, but Auerbach again had a master plan and was able to get Russell. For Bill, however, it seemed no matter where he went to play basketball, racially it was never easy. Also in Boston, the reception from the media and the fans was more negative. But the one person he could really count on was Red Auerbach. In his rookie season, Russell showed right from the start what Red already knew. Defensively, Russell was a monster. He averaged 19.6 rebounds as a rookie and was exactly what the Celtics needed. But even though Russell was dominant on the one side of the floor, he often got criticized by the media that he was not a good shooter. Russell shot only 42% from the field, and also his shooting technique always seemed to be a little off. But Russell came up with a solution to his problem.
The most important thing a player has to learn is how to play within himself. And to know what he's capable of and what he's not capable of. And to take what he's capable of and make that his game. When I joined the NBA, I had a great reputation that I couldn't shoot. And there were two reasons for that. In college, we never had a play for me to shoot, so I had to get all my points, the hustle points. But in the NBA, I couldn't shoot from the top of the key. So they said, well, he can't shoot. And I says, well, I can't shoot, you're right, but watch me dunk.
Goes over to Russell. There are 35 seconds left. Russell takes. Russell's driving to the hoop and he stops it.
Now, naturally, Russell could not dunk every time he hit the ball. But once he was close to the rim, he went up with authority. One thing that often got overlooked was Russell's athletic ability, even on the offensive end. He was not a good handler, but every now and then, when he rebounded the ball, he went coast to coast and dunked the ball on the other side. If I had to compare him to somebody, I would say he reminds me a lot of David Robinson in that regards. The media never liked to give Russell the credit that he actually deserved because he was not friendly to them. They would ask him all kind of stupid questions, and Russell refused to play along and gave them short, one-word answers. But the one thing that mattered the most to Russell anyway was winning, and he was winning a lot in Boston. What many people don't know is Russell did not like to practice. He even once set out practice because he was tired. But our back played along because once the game was on, Russell was money. He also revolutionized the shot block. He was the first player in the NBA who blocked the shot to his teammate in order to start the break. Something that guys like Alonzo Mourning and Dikembe Mutombo adopted many years later. Since back in the days blocks were not reported, there are no official numbers on how many blocks Russell actually averaged. But Don Nelson, for example, said he believed it was 10 blocks per game. Now obviously, once we talk about Bill Russell, we also got to talk about Wilt Chamberlain and their incredible rivalry. Wilt is considered to be the most dominant force in NBA history next to Shaquille O'Neal, a player that once scored 100 points in a single game, who averaged 50 points per game in an entire series, a player that was the total opposite of Bill Russell. They approached the game totally different. Wilt, the player that would dominate on the offensive side, Bill, who would dominate on defense. But still, Bill had the upper hand and won 8 championships in a row, and was the big reason why Wilt Chamberlain only has 2 rings. Skill-wise, there's no discussion, Chamberlain was the way better player. But the one thing that made Russell so great was his basketball IQ. And that is the big reason why he's considered to be one of the best players ever. His IQ was off the charts.
West goes to the line. Look at this play. Heinsohn goes in. It looked like a tap play, but actually the ball Ellis is in the pivot. Heinsohn guarding him. Russell goes over to get that one. Sam Jones has been the big scorer throughout the series. Has not done much in the way of scoring so far this evening. That's Russell taking the rebound over to K.C. Jones. Taken by Russell. Celtics lead 43-39. Havlicek makes it. And the Celtics now lead 45. To West with a long jump. Russell deflected it and keeps it. Beautiful play. Feeds off quickly to Havlicek, who's being guarded by Krebs, who is holding back. So Havlicek lets fly with a long one. Krebs from the corner, is outside shot blocked by Russell. And now Russell has made 3 big plays in the last 3 minutes of the game. Barnett goes in and Russell blocks it. This is a 3-on-2 break. K.C. Jones goes in and makes it. West, Russell fell off to guard him. Wiley was guarding Russell, but to no avail, as Big Bill Russell now has Russell. Makes it, has 10. Russo goes up and Russell blocked it. Russell clears the boards. Russell getting it off the boards. Out to Sanders. But the Lakers are guarding very closely. Followed by Russell. Cousy throws it high in the air, and the Boston Celtics are the world champions.
By the way, this was a finals game. No, let me correct myself, this was a Bill Russell game. Only scoring 12 points, but adding 24 rebounds, 9 assists, and 7 blocks. His team didn't need him to score. Now, how do we rank Bill Russell in NBA history? Well, I'm a strong believer that basketball IQ outshines skill very often. Let me give you some examples. Dennis Rodman, Dikembe Mutombo, Ben Wallace, all very limited offensive players, but players that could control the game. So is he the best big of all time? No. But was he a genius on the floor, a groundbreaker for the NBA, important for the human rights, and one of the best bigs to ever play? Oh yes. So Bill Russell, thanks for all you've done. You helped to inspire a generation of bigs like Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning, and showed many others how important defense is, and most important, all that matters is the W.
And I played games in my peak where I had 6 shots. I could close down the whole front court.
Alright you guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Honey Game and also check out the Basketball Time Machine on Spotify and on iTunes. And I'll see you next time. Peace. I'm out.
Thank you. I would kick your ass.